I have one more interesting question. It's a short one, though.
It's interesting, though.
Yeah. Alex from Alabama, Warp Picks on chat says,
boring.
In the new game from the Persona developers, Catherine, sex plays a major role. Do you believe that, as developers have put it, that sex is necessary to show a true adult relationship?
No. I don't think that at all.
But I think that is one of... I think
as part of being an adult, a game aimed at adults, and the themes they're going to tackle in games like that, it's just a natural outcome of that kind of content. You're going to see it. It's
well, there's no natural outcome. I mean, it's like developers have to be conscious of. I mean, they're conscious of what they're putting in these games. They're choosing to put in sex versus not sex. Now, Catherine is something that's a little hard to peg down. I mean, nobody knows what's going on with that game.
Yeah.
I mean, sex is obviously a huge part of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I think it depends on how it's executed. Like, if they make a big deal about it, then it's not that... It can become kind of crappy.
It's also one of those...
But then if they just throw it in because they feel like they need it because it's an adult game, like Heavy Rain, then all of a sudden it comes off as sort of forced and not very genuine. You know what I mean?
That's what they're doing.
Well, I don't
think they're putting it in there just because they think they have to.
No, but I think they put it in there just because they wanted that scene in there, but... that scene didn't feel like it was deserved. Mm-hmm. Like, those characters didn't feel like it...
Wait, you're talking about Heavy Rain? Or?
Heavy Rain.
I'm talking about Catherine.
Oh, no, Catherine, it's a core theme,
yeah.
I'm guessing.
And not to mention, sex in general is not a mechanic. It's not woven into gameplay mechanics. Like, almost...
I'm just talking about, like, adult relationships, you know?
Yeah, I mean... But what I'm saying is, like
I'm saying, like, what if Monkey and Trip have sex?
It'd be awesome.
See? Like, I'm talking about the series. No,
I'm kidding.
Movies. I'm saying, like, what if that happens because they're adults? Like, can people, like, look at that and take it seriously?
It all depends on how it's handled.
Yeah, how they go about it.
I'm not saying it has to be a graphic sex scene, like even if it's off camera and something that's suggested to, like, they did have sex, like can that be something that, you know, is a good thing that makes the story?
If it makes sense in terms of the way the story is flowing, then sure, it can be, definitely. Mm-hmm. If it's thrown together messily, it could just look inappropriate and immature, and, you know, a lot like they have seen in Heavy Rain. So, but it's one of those things where I think developers are still trying to get a feel for.
Heavy Rain. I think that was a situation when it felt forced. Like we're making a very adult game, so sex is just a part of that. But then they had a scene that didn't really need to be in there.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah,
I think it's also
don't do it like God of War.
It's also subject matter, and maybe in some cases it's woven into mechanics in such a way that I think a lot of developers are trying to get a feel for how to make it. Like, they're experimenting with it and trying to figure out how it can be put into these games without, you know, feeling forced. So some developers might feel like we should try this. See how it works.
Has a bit like in the BioWare games. I don't think it's done very well there either. Like, even in those games, it feels kind of...
It's almost like a challenge. It's like, how do we do this?
Like, even when they present it, like, you're going to have to earn that sex. You know? Sure, it's kind of like that in real life, too, but, you know...
wait.
For some people.
I'm just saying, like, there's no casual sex, for example, in video. Like, in those BioWare games, it's like, you have to establish a relationship to be able to fuck one of these people.
Well, not with whatever his face was.
Well, I'm saying, like... Like, why can't there be casual sex in a video game that isn't all... I paid money and I'm fucking a hooker in my car. It's going to be on Fox News. When is the day that we're going to see sex in a video game that doesn't end up on Fox News? That's the real question.
I don't know. We'll see. Can't wait till Catherine... Is there any word that's coming out in America? I really hope it does.
The thing is, it's made by the Persona 3 and 4 guys, and those games were successful in the U.S. So
it's highly likely.
I hope so.
Although
I love when there's adult themes, as in not just boobs means adults for adults, just like blood means adults. But I mean, you know, sex is a part of that character's life because I don't know. It just seems like when it's in video games, it's all and not just But like, it can't be a core theme to a game without that game being sort of
berated
or like laughed at or, you know, praised, you know, in a very immature way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's interesting. We'll see how it turns out.
And that's it